So it's been a couple of days because I realized in all my gaskets for the Trans Am, what I did not have was the timing cover gasket set. So kind of at the same stage pretty much as I was the other day, but I did go ahead and I did throw in the lifters and the push rods, and I set the rockers on. So I'm going to go ahead and get this front timing cover set on and continue from that point. So let's get on it. Well, me and all of my genius, mostly because I'm inexperienced with Pontiacs, I've got the timing cover on, water pump, all that, but I forgot about the gasket on the lifter valley pan. So I don't have that gasket. So today, I guess what I'll do is I'll finish buttoning up all the rockers and all that stuff, the distributor, get my accessories put back on, get the dang radiator put back in here, all that stuff, and just have it ready to just put the lifter valley pan on it tomorrow morning in the intake manifold and fire it up and break into camshaft. And I guess that leaves me with other stuff to do today. So it is what it is. I'm going to jump on some other stuff now. Alright, so I picked up the gasket I need for the lifter valley pan on the Trans Am this morning. Swung by the hangar. I forgot to start recording, but I've got one spring compressed and the wheel and spindle back on, which was a real pain in the butt. You can see how long this spring is over here compared to how short this one is, being compressed in the pocket where it sits. That's a lot of doing. And so yeah, it's kind of warm. I'm sweating my butt off, but I figure what I do is run the camera as I do the next one. This is a spring compressor I got. I have to use the channel or the vice grips to clamp onto the spring to keep one side from spinning, and then I got a block of wood over there that I got to wedge in and stand on the other side to keep it from spinning on the other end. So it's a real pain in the butt. I had to use this piece of 1x1 steel tubing and this 1/2-inch solid rod to pry down between the wheel and the lower control arm just to get it to get down far enough to thread like one thread of that castle nut on there, and so I could get that lower ball joint bolted up. Oh man, what a pain in the butt. So anyways, I'm going to get on this next one. I'm going to record it this time so you kind of see what I got to go through to do this. and it ain't the funnest process in the world, but I'll get it done. I'll have to move that door off of that wheel over there so I can put it on, but yeah, Project Blue Chip on hold for the time being for Project, I don't know what project. So anyways, time to get to it. Alright, so this seems to be like a loaded gun, right? Woo-hoo. Let's see if she fits in here. Anything decent. Ugh. This is so friggin' scary. Coil spring strung that tight. Looks about right. Just about where it goes. Looks like I might be better off sticking the spindle onto this top side first. But I don't know. Because then maybe I can just put blocks under here and then just crunch everything down on top of it. I don't know. This dang seal doesn't even want to stay up there. Tried it the other way last time. It seemed to be kind of a struggle, so I think I'll try it a different way this time and see what happens, right? See what happens on a different way of trying to do it. I need to set them bolts. Oh man, that's kind of heavy on my foot. Get it on my steel toe maybe. Okay. Maybe that'll work. Yeah. So far so good this time. I didn't get the rest of that because the battery in the camera died, so I put it up on this little roller thingy. I wedged it up underneath, and that way I was able to kind of push down on everything with my weight instead of having to pry with pry bars and stuff. So I did get the upper ball joint connected. I got the lower one tightened. I still got the spring compressor in there, but all I got to do is go in through here and undo that and then pull it out real careful like, and then of course I still got to tighten all the bolts for all the bushings and stuff, but I don't want to do that until I've got the actual weight on the car, because I don't want to bind up the bushings. I want to have them tightened up at ride height so that they flex a little bit, you know, above and below normal ride height where they're going to ride down the road and stuff, so they don't bind up and tear stuff up or tear themselves up or whatever. So, and then of course I'll have to just touch some stuff up with, I think, spray paint from the store or whatever, but all in all she's pretty much together. Still got to put the steering box and the drag link and all that stuff on there, but I think it's gonna work. It worked. That was an interesting project, changing all those bushings. Yeah, I don't think so, but the bushings are changed, the ball joints are changed, the springs are back in, and it does look way better than it did before. So the interesting part is going to be loading that on my trailer by myself, but not like I haven't done that kind of stuff before. was putting the shift kit, reprogramming kit, whatever, all the way back in this thing, and then I was like, wait a minute, I need to open it up and check and make sure this thing's all good inside and everything, you know. So of course my dumb butt, I tried to keep things clean, and then I hauled it out here and proceeded to immediately drop it in the dirt. So I'm loaded full of dirt, so I'm gonna have to go take my case and wash it out, clean it all up. But it's got bushings, not rollers, but it actually looks to be a fairly fresh rebuild. I mean, all of this stuff looks practically brand new. All my bands, all my clutches. I did manage to keep everything else out of the dang dirt, especially the valve body and stuff. But I did make a mess in there, which is why I was like, okay, I'll put it out here on cardboard and keep everything clean, and then I proceeded to dump it in the dirt. Yay. So all of my clutches and stuff, they look brand new. So I mean, it's got like this black residue, and that to me almost looks like it's just the just everything being broken in, you know. It's got a lot of like black dust, you know. See, it's all clean now. It's got the my band looks like it's brand new. It looks like a red, you know, so that's a good thing. Can't figure out if that got hot or if that's hardened, and I'm thinking that's hardened because of the coloration on it. So I don't know, that's maybe a hardened output. But then I don't have a wavy steel, but where is that? Yeah, that's a wavy. So that's a wavy. That clutch looks really good. It's a solid type. The dang steels look good. The clutches look good. Everything looks brand new in this transmission. So I'm thinking it was a fairly fresh rebuild. Maybe they didn't go all the way with it, I don't know. But I'm thinking I'm gonna put the so I'm thinking I'm gonna go ahead and put the internal components of this reprogramming kit in here, and all those 16 springs and all that stuff. So I think I'm gonna, you know, it's only like a 16 sprag or something, 16 clutch sprag, or it's not ultra like 27 sprag or, you know, some big huge thing. But I think this will be a really good transmission in the Trans Am with the LS motor. So that's what I'm gonna do. I think still have to go home and put the camshaft in the, or finish putting everything together on the Trans Am. So I wanted to get into this transmission and boost up the pump, you know, just get all that transmission reprogramming kit in it, call it good. It would have been excellent if I hadn't dropped it in the dirt. So I'm going to continue on with this and keep being busy, I guess. I got the retainer off of the springs on the direct clutch pack. I believe that's what this one is. This should be, I think that the direct should be the one that, yep, the direct clutch pack is the one I need to put all of these springs in right here. So this is a clutch pack compressor, but so it was my father's, and he told me what it was one time, but he never explained to me how to use it. And so I've got it. So I guess what happens is this little finger here has like a step on this side. Well, you put one side on one half of this square, right? And then there should be another one, a second one. So it just fits on that square ordeal. And then this is like a ratchet mechanism right in here, and then this is like your release for the ratchet. But you have one on each side, and then what will happen is you can set that down on each side of this disc and then compress it down. But it appears I'm missing one of these, so I will have to try and find one or make one or something, or modify, put a different deal on here, maybe weld a piece of threaded rod across there, and then have a couple of plates or something. I don't know, but we'll see. But I actually, what I did is I had a couple of pieces of scrap metal that are really sharp, but I stacked them in underneath and then just used the rails to compress it down. So that'll work. I'll make it work, and then I'll get these springs put in here in this direct clutch pack. But while I'm here, I might as well, I pulled the retaining ring out already. I'm going to grab all these springs out of here, 16 of these bad boys, and oops, right through the middle. But yay, throwing stuff. Alright, so what I want to do is I want to look at these clutches and stuff in here in this direct drive clutch pack. So, well, that looks really good. So I think I'm good to run this one. It may not last like forever. I may think about, I need a rebuild kit for it, but at that, I mean, if I'm going to be putting it in the Trans Am for Race Week 2.0, really, I mean, honestly, if I'm going to be LS swapping the Trans Am, I'm thinking I might keep that one for myself anyways, instead of selling it off. And in that case, you know, I think in that case I may end up putting a 4L80 in it anyways, putting the 4L80 I have in it anyways, and then I don't have to worry about it. I'll just run this 400 long enough to be able to change the gears in the rear end to where they don't make sense with the 3-speed automatic, and then I'll move to the 4-speed automatic. Where did I set my dang bag of springs? Oh, duh. Right here. So I think in that case, you know, that's what I'll do, is just I'll run this one long enough, and then I'll run it back to, I'll go back to putting a 4L80 in it. I don't know, I mean, this is a good strong transmission, so I'll definitely hang on to it, I think. got everything put back in the hangar for now. I've got the case for the Turbo 400 in the van with me. So I will try and get it washed up in the morning, get it cleaned up, because I'm ready to put that all back together. I might need to get me a couple of gaskets, one for the pump and one for the governor housing. But otherwise, it's ready to go back together. So it's been kind of a long day. Do a little each day, you'll get a long way, just so I say. Now I'm just rhyming. But I just try and get a little bit more done every day. And, you know, even if I don't make my goals, at least I get somewhere, you know. And my projects get further along. The problem is, like you've seen, I've got way too many projects all at once. I need to get projects done and gone so that I can concentrate and on one project at a time, not have all my money wrapped up in, you know, 4, 5, 6 different projects all at one time. So just trying to get stuff done. I've got the drag slicks, or well, they're not slicks, but they're the DOT drag, the bias ply drag tires, the Hoosiers. I've got those. They're 9-inch wide tread or something like that, 8.5-inch something. But I've got those. I did get the spindles and everything on this other subframe, so I can get the subframe out from underneath the other Camaro, and then I can get this subframe on. I need to button up the Trans Am tomorrow morning, fire it up and see how it runs, break in the camshaft and see how it runs. I'm probably not going to like it, so I'll probably end up pulling the 400 and the transmission out of it. But a big thing is I want video of it running, so that when I go to sell it, I can say, yeah, it's running. It was running when it came out. The cam is broken in, but it's a brand new camshaft, you know, whatever, and then list it up for sale. Then this Turbo 400 will be ready to go for big horsepower, and then I'll finish porting and polishing the cylinder heads, get the valve springs on them, put them on the other motor, shorten the pickup tube, stuff it in there, get everything running. Hopefully in a week I'll have the Trans Am up and running and going. So we'll see. It's a hard press, but I'm going to try and make it anyways. I may not make it, and there's other things going. They got racing every Friday, I guess, down in Pueblo at the drag strip. Plus, if I'm really pushing and getting some stuff done and getting some stuff sold, there is a possibility of something like FL2K down in Florida. Unfortunately, I'll have to be really slow, because if I go fast, then I need a roll cage. Just, you know, one thing leads to another. But at least I'll be able to take the car out and do stuff with it, maybe run around, do a couple of burnouts, get some video footage of something actually done and just having a good time with. So I'm going to shoot for that. I got to go down and dig out some model kits out of my storage, because I think I'm going to do the giveaway. It'd be cool to see people build the models too, you know, instead of them just sitting a hold away, out of sight, out of mind, you know. So that'll be cool. I love cars, and, you know, heck, even if you give them to your kids or whatever, you know, get somebody else interested in cars and wrenching and, you know, working with their hands and building something. So I'm gonna go home, eat some dinner, call it a night. Like, subscribe, share, ring the bell so you get notifications when I get new videos up, and we'll see you later.